Hey guys, this week's video is dedicated to all our brothers and sisters in the land of Israel. I'm going to see a whole bunch of you, God willing, tonight for First Friday. Stay warm out there. Can't wait to see you. This week's Torah portion, Parsha Beshalach, it's a big one. Now I know I say that a lot, but I mean it seriously. In this week's Torah portion, we have the Jewish people coming out of Egypt. They're on their way to Mount Sinai to receive the Torah. They encounter the Sea of Reeds, the Egyptians coming behind them, the huge miraculous miracle of the splitting of the Sea of Reeds. A lot takes place. One of the miracles that takes place in this week's Torah portion is the heavenly miraculous manna. What was this? So the Jewish people left Egypt in a rush. They didn't have provisions for a long time, right? They had some matzah with them. It doesn't last forever. Now what are they supposed to eat? God sent down this miraculous food every single day. And it was portions for each person to satiate them for the whole day. And it had this miraculous quality, like a Willy Wonka quality, where it could taste like anything you wanted. But it had one condition to it. You couldn't keep it overnight. If you tried keeping it overnight to save some for the next day, it would go bad. Now you might ask, well, why would you bother keeping it overnight? If God's going to send more tomorrow, why bother? But you have to remember that the Jewish people were coming out of 210 years of slavery. They were in a slave mentality. That fear of the unknown. What if? What about tomorrow? What if God doesn't send it tomorrow? It was very scary. God was doing this extreme exercise in trust on a daily basis. You're going to go to sleep with an empty cupboard, without a safety blanket. And you're going to trust that the next day, I'm going to provide for you. And every single day you're going to do this. And this went on for 40 years in the desert. Till the Jewish people could trust that God was going to provide for them. Because ultimately, that is what happens every single day. Now you might say, isn't it responsible to think about the future? Like if we look at our own lives, right? This is a very common thing, right? We're all thinking about tomorrow. We're all thinking about next week, next month, next year. We're thinking 20 years down the line. What if? Isn't that the responsible thing to do, to plan for the future? In Choat HaLevavot, it describes the type of person who has so many blessings in their life, but they can't enjoy them because they're so stressed. What about tomorrow? It's a mindset. It's a hard mindset to break. You could have everything, but you can't enjoy it because we're stressed. But what about if it's taken away from you? What's going to be in a year from now, in 2 years from now, in 10 years from now? You could have somebody who doesn't have as much, but appreciates the blessings that they have right now. And less worry what is going to be. The same way I have the blessings now, I'll continue to have these blessings. It's a security blanket when we go to sleep with a fridge full of food and cupboard full of food. God wanted to pull that away. He wanted the Jewish people to understand that all the blessings in their life, when they have abundance or when they have very little, all of it comes from God, ultimately. And so he went through this process with them in the desert so that they could understand that even when they enter the land of Israel, even when they're going to have plenty and abundance, they'll have a cupboard stocked with food. They should never forget that all these blessings still come from God. And this is something we have to work on. To recognize the blessings in our own life. To enjoy the blessings that we have. So that we can be less stressed. What about tomorrow? When you put the challah on the table tonight, thank Hashem for all the blessings in your life. And let Him take care of the rest. Shabbat Shalom.